What's going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another COD mobile video. So today I want to talk about a weapon category that has not really been, I guess, treated that well in the long run. And that weapon category, of course, is the Marksman rifles. So this is a video I wanted to make when the season first came out, or at least when the update first came out. But I haven't really had the time to do so, mainly because I've been focusing on other videos on the channel. So here I am now, finally making the video. I had commentary over this footage, but I decided ultimately to just, I guess, do a more informative approach. Also, before we begin, I just want to remind you guys I do have a Discord that is free for you guys to join. If you guys want to talk or anything like that, the option's yours to join if you want. And also, I do have the memberships active now, so if you guys are feeling a little bit generous, be sure to subscribe to the channel through that, and you could also get these awesome perks to show for your name, as well as emojis for the live chat whenever I stream. So you guys heard me earlier say that the Marksman rifle category is one of the most neglected categories in the game. So that statement is, I would say, maybe around 60% true. The only reason why I say that is because the SKS and the Type 63 have been kind of like the two main marksman rifles that people have been using, these past few years. And unfortunately, with the bolt action marksman rifles such as the Kilo bolt action or the MK2 or even the SPR, we haven't really seen a lot of love being put into those rifles. Ever since the nerf back in 2021, the snipers alongside the marksman rifles were hit pretty hard, making a lot of them way slower than probably they should have been. I mean, obviously with the sniper rifles, it was a little bit more deserved since, I mean, they were way too strong. But for the marksman rifles, it's a different situation because they're not designed to be heavier than the sniper rifles, which has been the case ever since the nerf. So for a few years, it's been the case where the Kilo and the SPR have been a lot slower than, let's say, the DLQ or the Locust. And honestly, it's quite a shame because I used the Kilo a lot during the times the snipers were actually overpowered back in 2021. I'm the type of guy that has like a lot of pride, I don't want to use something all the time that's overpowered, so I'll just use something that's near that, but not actually quite. So the Kilo was kind of like that option for me. But when that nerf happened, I kind of just stopped using it because it was just way too slow. I mean, even if I didn't have the stopping power rounds on, it was still extremely slow. Thermite rounds didn't help either. I mean, those probably have the highest penalties, and if anything, it kind of makes the gun worse. It was the same situation with the SPR. I mean, after the Kilo got nerfed, the SPR started to become the closer option, but even then, like, it really wasn't enough to really make it decent. It wasn't until 2023, 2024 when they started actually making some buffs to the Kilo bolt action specifically. The SPR didn't get too many changes. If anything, it was kind of fine where it was. But given the state of the game now, I mean, the changes that I got this season is actually pretty appropriate. But for the Kilo, man, it took about, I don't even know, like 3 to 4 different buffs to the ADS speed to finally get it back to where it was. And even then, I don't even know for sure whether or not it's where it's supposed to be from back in 2021. Same goes for the SPR, but the SPR was a lot faster than the Kilo bolt action because the .300 ammo, which is probably the key attachment for it in multiplayer, did not really get changed or did not really have like any major penalties such as ADS speed loss. It was the Kilo bolt action marksman rifle that was the one that got affected the most when that entire sniper nerf happened. So it basically became unusable, but for the SPR and the MK2, they were a little bit more usable because they were slightly faster, but the Kilo was just a completely different story. But I am glad that the marksman rifles are getting a little bit of love now, specifically with bolt action. I mean, with semi-auto, I mean, they've always been fine, at least for the most part. A little bit unbalanced, but, they've been fine. There was no adjustments that were needed. But bolt actions, again, were neglected for a very long time. And not only that, I mean, that wasn't the only neglect that it suffered. I mean, keep in mind, the Type 63 is the first marksman rifle that we've gotten in years. Basically since, like, the MK2 came out. And also, it's a little bit complicated to make a marksman rifle these days without making it a little bit too overpowered. Especially if it's a Black Ops version where, like, things are way faster. The other issue too is that Cold War had a lot of marksman rifles that were like, 3-round bursts, because I think their category was actually called tactical rifles, meaning that, like, they had the M16, this AUG 3-burst weapon, And then they also had semi-auto weapons. So yeah, that was kind of like their makeshift marksman rifle section. So there wasn't really a lot of semi-auto weapons there. So yeah, making marksman rifles in this game is a little bit scarce unless they start adding maybe like Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 3 marksman rifles, you know, stuff like the TAC M or the Lockman, or I don't know, like those marksman rifles that they have over there. Like, I can't remember all the names. But I think this game is a little bit too stuck to the past, where we're really only focusing on either Vanguard, Modern Warfare 2019, and Black Ops Cold War weapons. So I'm not really sure whether or not we're ever going to come to a time where, you know, we start focusing on maybe the Modern Warfare 3 or the Modern Warfare 2 guns, or maybe even the Black Ops 6 guns. However, it is something I do suggest that they do, because there are a lot of more unique weapons. Like in Black Ops 6, they have like weapons such as the Tonto, or, you know, the Compact 92. You know, they have a lot of different types of guns that could be put into this game, but again, I don't know if they would ever do that. So when it comes to a lot of the marksman rifles in those 3 games that I just mentioned, yeah, they're kind of scarce. But when it's like Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, there's a lot more variety that we can choose from with marksman rifles. Bolt action's a different story. I mean, yes, it's even like the scarcity is way higher, I would say. I mean, they have that SAB from Modern Warfare 2, but it's just basically an SPR that has the ability to have a no stock attachment, but that's the only difference. But there is a lot of semi-auto type of marksman rifles that can be added. But at the end of the day, are the marksman rifles in COD Mobile a lot more viable now, since the bolt actions are starting to kind of come up a little bit more? In some occasions, yes. If you are in close range type of maps or in situations like that, it's a lot easier to use a marksman rifle. But of course, long range and search and destroy, it might be a completely different story. Unless like you're god tier with the marksman rifle, yeah, I can't really picture a lot of people succeeding even if there is an ADS buff. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section, what you guys think about the new marksman rifle buff. I've been using them a lot more ever since I switched to the Xbox controller. That shit works like wonders compared to the Switch controller, where it's a little bit more awkward. But yeah, anyways guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.